All right, we live. We've got another edition of the Fuel of Crush podcast. Let's talk about it. Today we've got guests that are DJs, and we're gonna get into it with them. But first, gonna do the intro and give a few followers an opportunity to hop on. If y'all got this on your Facebook page, go ahead and share it and let all your peoples know that we getting into it. All right. We back. Like I said, another episode of Fuel of Crush Podcast, Season 2. We've got 3 special guests, ones that I'm cool with and have known for quite some time now. And I will let y'all go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll start with DJ Gorgeous. Go for it.
What's up, y'all? I'm DJ Gorgeous, born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm on radio here, First Lady Empire DJs on 95.7 Jams, #1 station here in the city. Foxy 105 in Columbus, Georgia. I'm on there each and every Wednesday. It's the #1 station in Columbus, Georgia. WKND radio, that's his Nashville market and Memphis, Tennessee market. I'm in Coalition DJs Alabama, MP3 Wax, Empire DJs. Dang, I do a lot of stuff, don't I?
Hey, run it down. Let the folks know.
I'm CEO of Wine Fine Divas. It's my promo team. I'm getting ready to bring them back as soon as I find time to sit down with them to bring them back aboard. And I can't think of anything else. I mean, I think that's about it. But I'm a female DJ. Been DJing since 2005. I was a promoter before then, but still a promoter to this day. So that's pretty much it.
All right. We'll go with DJ M White. You next.
Hey, what's good, everybody? It's yours truly, the one, the only, the last of a dead DJ breed, live and in living color. It's yours truly, DJ M White. If you want it done right, call M White. Some call me Mr. More Than a DJ. Call me anything but a failure. CEO of a company called Intuition Productions, where dreams are made to be achieved. And I'm excited to be here with y'all. I'll talk a little bit about how you can use the mindset of thinking like a DJ and how a DJ mindset can create prosperity for you from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance. So that's what I want to talk to y'all about, man. I'm a founder of a company, and I've been DJing for about 15 years or so. Started out as a music producer, started out making beats, selling beats back in high school. And had a chance to go to college at 16 years old as a first generation college kid, and I couldn't throw all my opportunities away. So I focused on school primarily, transitioned from being a producer to a DJ, and used my music history and my music lineage to inspire my company. So I'm excited to be here with y'all, chat with y'all about my book, my philosophy, this Think Like a DJ philosophy. I want to welcome everybody to the Lovers and Friends event coming up here at the end of the year, New Year's Eve here in Madison, Wisconsin. I rep the Midwest, Milwaukee born, Wisconsin raised. So I appreciate y'all being here. Dreams are made to be achieved. Let's get it.
All right. And of course, I said the best for last. My fraternity brother, Terrence, go ahead.
Yo, to the Noops. Those are some really good DJ introductions, by the way, from DJ Gorgeous, DJ M White. DJ Terrence, 608. I live here in Madison, Wisconsin, by the way of Rock Hill, South Carolina. So I've been in Wisconsin since 2009. So do mobile DJing, do a lot of community events, a lot of weddings, just about anything that you need music for, I do. So like DJ Gorgeous, I started out as a party promoter back south by the name of TNT Entertainment, and have been full-time with the DJing thing since about 2005 or 2006. So glad to be here, glad to share more about my journey, share more about anything folks want to know about the profession, the business, from my perspective. Happy to be here.
All right. Well, with all those great introductions, we'll jump right into it. I'd like to start things out with the icebreakers. I will kind of want to do it more music savvy this time. And so, I'm jumping right into it. Each one of y'all get to answer this, but we'll start with DJ Gorgeous. We'll go with you first. Jay-Z or Nas?
Okay. Well, you shouldn't ask me that because I'm a female, so I'm gonna go with Nas because I be going off of looks.
Hey, whatever your answer is, it's your answer. Go for it.
So musically genius Jay-Z, but I'm gonna go with Nas.
All right, DJ NY.
What's good? We got the same question, Jay-Z, Nas.
Yep, we're gonna run it down that way.
I'm a Jigga fan.
All right, we got one Jay-Z, one Nas. Terrence, you the tiebreaker. What you got?
Oh man, it's not even close, dude. It's Jay-Z. Jay-Z, serial entrepreneur, billionaire, married to beautiful black woman Beyonce. It's not even close. Everything platinum, many albums, no bad beats. It goes to Jay-Z.
Oh man, that part, you snuck that one in. No bad beats. That was my thing. I always said, Nas could kill it with the lyrics, but he ain't always had the best beats. So, I would go with Jay-Z as well. But shout out to Ezzy DC tuning in. Said there goes an alpha man, very talented brother.
Brother Ezzy, what's good? Y'all know what it is. I heard y'all talking about some Kappa land or something y'all mentioned earlier, but shout out to them alphas, man.
All right, moving to the next one. Jagged Edge or 112?
And I'm a fan of both of them, so I don't know. I'm have to go with. Oh my God, I can't really compare them two because it's like neck and neck. Like I like both of them. I can't even pick.
You a DJ? Who you gonna spin the most when it comes to the R&B battles?
112, but they so discombobulated right now. it ain't 112 anymore. It's 1 + 1, 2 members only. So it's like, of course they got the hits. They was with Bad Boy, and they got more than Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge got hits, but 112 got way more.
So you going with 112?
I'm gonna go with 112, even though they dysfunctional right now.
All right. And White, what you got, brother?
I gotta go with Jagged Edge. I gotta be the one you need. Hey, I gotta be the one. I gotta go with that Jagged Edge, boy. I gotta be the one you love. Boy, come on.
Shout out to Derek Johnson, another one of them alphas tuning in. I appreciate y'all support. Terrence, what you got?
It's up to me again to break the tie, right?
Yep.
Again, this is an easy one for me. Just going from the DJ perspective, it's got to be 112. When you're talking about getting the party going, the dance floor going, I'm going to 112 all day, every day. They got the hits, like DJ Gorgeous said, even though they're kind of a one-man band, which is slim right now. But I got to go with 112 all day.
Man, yeah. I love both of them actually. Part 3, that album was a killer for me in high school. But I probably would side with Jagged Edge. Shout out to the initials JE.
Yeah, I gotta go with JE. JE, y'all.
Yes, talk about it. All right. One more before we jump into a different kind of question. Tupac or Biggie?
I'm gonna have to go with Pac on that one. I'm sorry. I love me some Pac. I love Biggie, but I go with Pac on that one all day.
All right. In White?
I gotta go both. I mean, I had to spin them both. Anytime I play a Biggie song, I play a Pac song in the same mix. So it's like you can't ask me to play Mike without playing Prince. Come on, y'all.
Get off the fence and pick one.
I can't do it. You have to slap me with a penalty.
All right, Terrence, what about you?
Well, I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to show you, too. I'm going to show you my answer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he going Biggie.
There's my answer right there. Yeah, but to Martinez's point, yeah, you got to play both. But when I want to get the dance floor going, I'm definitely dropping the Biggie hits. Definitely dropping the Biggie hits.
Shout out to my mom tuning in. She went with Jack It Is, J.E. And it don't have nothing to do with my initials. You know what? The Tupac Biggie one is always going to be a tough one, but I'm sorry. I got to go with Tupac. It's something about like Above the Rim, like the soundtrack and some of just those hits, two of America's Most Wanted. I'm sorry, but I got to go with Tupac on this one.
See, but then Pac ain't got a Juicy. Where your Juicy at, Pac? Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. What happened, Pac?
No. You go watch Above the Rim, listen to the soundtrack, you go into the court to go hoop. All right. I got one for y'all. I want y'all to come up with it. We'll start out with Gorgeous. If y'all could do your legendary versus battle that hasn't been done, who would you do?
I don't even know. I can't even think right now as far as who I would want to put on there. I don't know. You know what? Let's go with like new people. I mean, even though a lot of people probably don't know like a lot of their stuff, but I probably would put Lucky Day against Brent. What's his name? Brent Fayez. I probably would put them against each other.
All right.
Let's go with some new school stuff.
Got you. M. White, what you got?
Well, you know, we host the versus parties, the Love Zone events. We got our next one coming up this Saturday on the 17th. This is the one I'm waiting on. This the versus. This is my 12th Love Zone versus. 2 R&B artists versus each other. Usher versus Chris Brown.
Yeah.
We gonna do the Usher versus. I mean, I say Usher. I don't know how you say it. We're gonna do the Usher versus Breezy. That's the one I want to see go down.
All right. What about you, Terrence?
Oh man, you know I'm a Southern boy, so like the biggest versus battles I think were when you had the Southern artists, and I would want to definitely recreate something like the Jeezy versus Gucci Man, like something of that caliber. So I'm gonna go with somebody I would love to see in the verses is Future first and foremost. I want to see Future in there, and we can put him against a plethora of Southern artists, but maybe somebody like T.I. or who's the other one? Or even a little Boosie or somebody like that. So I love to see something for the South in there.
That Jeezy Gucci Man one was legendary. They almost broke the internet with that one. Everybody waiting on the violence to break out though.
Security.
All right. So what's your favorite genre of music?
Mine is definitely R&B.
M. White?
Straight R&B. I would say my favorite. I love hip hop, bro. I love the fact that you can take your story and put it on a beat in a syncopated format and create a narrative around like this whole mindset. You know, each person's song has a first person narrative. Each artist is talking about their own experience, their unique experience in the world. So I would definitely go with hip hop as my most favorite genre of music.
I can dig it, but not all of them really rapping about what they really did or experienced.
No, R&B is. That's why I say he's saying that about hip hop, but R&B, what you think they doing? They doing the same thing. They going through actual heartbreaks because Mary J. Blige is putting her heart out there. She got heartbroken by everybody in the industry. and she throwing it out there like, and they done went through this. But it's a lot of people in hip hop do rap about stuff that they have nothing. Like, okay, we're gonna do it for instance from Alabama. YBN Amir. He is not hood. He is definitely from the suburbs. So therefore, there's an example right there. He's not what he talks about.
Boom. All right, Terrence, what you got?
Yeah, everybody knows, hip hop is, entertainment. I mean, they all kind of say that. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them do. But especially when they get jammed up. But for me, like I like a little bit of everything, and I think you see that come out in my sets. I think that's what a lot of my clients like is the diversity and the versatility because I like to play a lot of different stuff. I have a lot of interest, musical taste. So between the hip hops, the R&Bs, the reggae, the dance hall, the reggaeton, the Afro beats, disco, top 40, like mashup of kind of all of that stuff kind of into one. EDM, really like that. have a lot of diverse taste. Obviously, I'm gonna, for purposes of the question, I'm gonna say hip hop, but for just my own preferences when I'm out doing sets, I do a lot of everything.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm
Gotcha.
sorry, a little bit of everything.
Okay. For me, it kind of depends on the time frame I was in. Like when I was younger, hip hop hands down. Now that I got a little older, a little more mellow and chill, R&B hands down easily. But I do want to ask y'all this last one. What was your favorite era of music? Like, was there like a certain time frame that stood out to you the most out of all, especially as DJs? I'm sure y'all have gone through the whole history of music.
I can
For
start
me,
that
it's the
one.
90s.
90s?
It's the 90s for me because you got the good R&B, and you got the Freaknik, and you just got everything, the Master P's, everybody.
Fair enough. MY, what you got?
I would say like the T-Pain, Lil Wayne era, when Lil Wayne was like a rock star, when Drake was new.
2000.
Around that time. Was it like what, 06, 07, 08, around that time? I would say it's like a golden era of a rebirth of black music and hip hop. And I like the old Nicki Minaj. You know, the Nicki Minaj, or you don't know what personality she is that day on the red carpet. That's that's the era that I fell in love with around that time. T-Pain, Lil Wayne, early
All right.
Drake.
Terrence, what you got?
Man, so I got two answers to this one, but Young Dolph said it best. Born in the '80s, crack baby. I'm an '80s baby, so so I grew up on a lot of '90s, right? So and so within the '90s, there's a lot of different things to unpack in the '90s, but specifically in the '90s, the New Jack Swing. You know what I mean? The New
Yeah.
Jack era was like what I grew up, what I love is what I still spin a lot during my sets. Just think about the New Jack City soundtrack was like one of the most classic soundtracks in my opinion of all time. With just you got the guys and you got all those folks, Bobby Browns, the New Editions, etc., that were doing their thing in the New Jack Swing era, which had much influence on me kind of growing up. And I also like a lot of the new stuff. I mean, so I go there, and then I'm rocking with the new folks too. Really kind of tapped into what's going on now. People have their opinions about it, but I really like a lot of the new music that's also coming out, which is what you hear me jamming to in my car and stuff like that. And got to stay up on that too, because I do a lot of young events for a lot of like teenagers, right? So you got to know what they like and what they listen to if you're going to be successful in those environments. So constantly listening to like the new stuff as well.
Cool. I definitely understand and appreciate that. All right, I kind of want to jump into it. So, like, outside of DJing, career-wise, what do y'all do, or is DJing just what you do as a full-time career? So, kind of get into what y'all do as a profession as well, even though that is a profession as well too. We go in reverse order. We'll start with you, Terrence.
Cool. So I'm a part-time DJ. So during the day, I work in government. So I've worked in government, public sector, within government. So parks and recreation. So I worked in the industry for about 20 years. Studied it. Knew that's how I wanted to make my impact in the world. As a 12-year-old kid, was through the vehicle of parks and recreation because I recognized the unique opportunity that profession has to touch everybody. It has an opportunity to make a difference in everybody's lives. A lot of people access our services through a variety of means. So professionally, I work for the city of Madison in the Parks Department. I serve on the department's executive team, overseeing our community services division. And at a high level, what I do is land, facility, and program management for a large municipal parks and recreation system, 280 parks. We're a top 10 parks system in the country. We have a park within 10 minutes of every house. I think I have about 5 within 10 minutes of where I currently live at. The city of Madison is known for its beautiful outdoor green spaces. We have about 6,000 square miles of park land, as well as about 1,600 acres of conservation conservation land as well. And a cool thing that I do professionally is, if you caught wind of last summer, we had this program called Parks Alive, where we literally went out to low-income communities and we pretty much set up block parties. M. White was one of our Parks Alive DJs, and I hope to have him back this summer. But those types of things are things I really enjoy, is really bringing, and the DJing is my secret sauce to my professional work. So that's how I know what's going on in the community. I'm out doing these events. I know who's who to contact, who to bring into the fold to connect them with government. And I know how to have a pulse on what's going on in our community, and it's through the music. It's through my music. I'm in neighborhoods. I'm doing block parties. I'm able to connect with a lot of different people that have led me to be successful in my day job.
All right. Appreciate that. M. White, talk to me.
Let's get it, y'all. So by day, I work as a director of development at the Wisconsin Foundation. My job is to raise money for the School of Education, particularly for our Teacher Pledge initiative, where we pledge, if you pledge to stay in Wisconsin, we pledge to pay. If you are a teacher and you're looking to work in the education system and you want to close the education gap and that enthusiasm gap we've seen grow and widen, that achievement gap over the last, 2 or 3 years, from students who were already sort of behind. That's what I do. I raise money and make sure that we can close that gap, because we got a dream of having completing the dream of Dr. King and making this a more equitable environment. But the dream gonna cost, baby. Somebody gotta raise the money. So that's what I do. I work on building the financial part of the dream of Dr. King, which is to have us have economic inclusion in this country, not just civil, social, and community rights and things of the sort, but mostly economic rights. How can we use education to level the playing field financially? So that's what I'm doing, is funding the dream through my director of development work at the Wisconsin Foundation. And my DJing work, I've always been into music. As I said, I founded my company, Intuition Productions, when I was 14 years old. I love music. My dad was one of the first Black DJs back in the 50s in Milwaukee, back in the 50s and 60s, one of the early cohort of Black DJs who put this thing together. You ever seen the old documentary? Don Cheadle got a documentary where, it's not a documentary, it's a movie, but Petey Green is a character that he played. My dad was like an old version of that. So that's kind of my track into music, is through my bloodline. And I've always been heavily rooted in music, and I live my life in a musical, harmonious way. I wrote this book, Think Like a DJ, and that's what the mindset of that book is how to put yourself in masterful control of your destiny. I always thought of myself as in control of my future, even though I was growing up in poverty, because I was thinking like a DJ. I was always thinking about, spinning records, continuing to, pick a tempo, keep spinning hits, continue to get people on my dance floor and network and rock my party, because my life is the party. I'm just the DJ standing behind the turntables of life, and I got to take all these experiences and blend them together. So I've always thought of, my life is in a musical format, and my day job, like I said, is raising money for the Wisconsin Foundation to help close the teacher education gap in our state.
Love it. Gorgeous. Holla at me.
All right. Mine is simple. I don't do all that, but I commend y'all. But part-time DJ, which really feels like full-time. It's saying like I be DJing more than I be at my regular job. But I'm an indirect specialist at a credit union. So pretty much when y'all go get y'all vehicles, whether it's a boat, whether it's a van, a RV, car, truck, whatever, after the underwriter looks at it, it comes to me, so I can send the funds to the dealership. And that's pretty much what I do for my 8 to 5. Like, it's simple. I go work loans and I go home.
No, I definitely appreciate the wide variety of different careers that y'all have, because for me, of course, I think exposure is key. And anybody that's watching this or sharing it with their siblings, nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, get an opportunity to see something that might not be in the norm, or something that they would have heard about outside of being a part of this. So I appreciate y'all for talking about that as well. So going backwards, thinking about when y'all was in high school, like socially and academically, how were you? Let's start with M. White.
Man, high school, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd, baby. I love to learn. Learning got me to where I am and allowed me to have, like I talked about, education as my playing field. So, you know, I was a nerd. I was senior class president, student council president. I went to high school when I was 12 years old. I got a chance to come to the University of Wisconsin. I got admitted to college as a first generation college kid at 16. So I always started early in education. I skipped the 6th grade and I just kept going. My mom told me my education was going to be the way for me to get out the hood and make some of myself. And that's what happened. So I latched on to education, learning, books. That's how DJing happened, bro. When I started DJing, I had never DJ'd. I had bought my equipment on a Wednesday. I had a gig on a Saturday. That was 16 years ago. I had never used no DJ equipment before, but I taught myself how to DJ. I set the equipment up in my kitchen, in my living room, and got it popping. And I made a second career in another track in DJing. And so that's kind of how it happened for me. In high school, I'm the nerd cat. I'm the guy that wants to learn and that wants to use my education to advance my life.
All right. So yeah, speak on that a little bit. Like, I know that's different. Starting high school at 12, starting college at 16. Like, what kind of issues or struggles did you run into just because as a 12-year-old being at the high school with kids that are much older than you, going off to college at 16, when you're living in the dorms and everybody is, I would almost say, significantly older than you, like that's a different experience. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, well, I had people like the other fellow DJs on the call. You hear Terrence talking about pouring into youth. You hear DJ Gorgeous talking about using music as a way to, create other streams of income. That was me. So music became something that allowed me to be myself. I started DJing in college, and it created another stream of income for me. It was a way for me to connect with my community, the Black Greeks fraternities and sororities on campus. And I became the go-to guy during my college years by just starting out with my own, turntables, 2 turntables, a microphone, and a mixer. So it was a challenge, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like any DJ. We step up to the turntables and we make magic happen.
Gorgeous. Let me hear about yours, because I know being from the South is a little different than being up here.
I mean, I was a little nerd too. I ain't go to high school at 12 though, but God dang. I was senior class president, president of the ISHIA, president of my high school sorority, head dance girl, valedictorian. So, but when I went to college, it was totally different. High school, I pretty much did everything. We have a class day. I don't know if y'all do a class day. I don't know if y'all do like a class day there, but the seniors put on the class day. I pretty much directed the whole class day, got the music together, got the scenes together. That was around the era that Sean Paul came out with Temperature and stuff like that, when they was dancing in the basement, when he had the kids dancing in the basement. I had Snoop on the stage, my little cousin. So I basically orchestrated, because I wanted to kind of be a director. That's really what I kind of wanted to do. In high school, I was kind of working with the Children's Theater, trying to get into acting, but more of the behind the scenes stuff. So, I was doing everything, like, pretty much, and I basically see it in my son, like he's trying to put his foot in everything too at an early age. So, I was pretty much into everything and involved in getting music together. Back then I used to record. That's when we had the VHS. I used to record stuff to learn how to do all the dances, write the lyrics down, because we ain't have Google to go Google the lyrics. And music just always been like a part of me. I've been in the choir since I was little, so it was just, I did everything that I possibly could do except for play softball, because I didn't have time to play softball, but I did want to play. So other than that, I did everything that I could possibly do in high school, and that's it.
So for those that don't know, that's tuned in and on the call, DJ Gorgeous is my cousin from Birmingham. First cousin. The closest cousin in age, I believe, as well to me. So we've always had a good bond, close bond, and then actually got closer while in college down there. Seeing that I was at Alabama, she went to Auburn, but we'll let her talk about that a little later too. So Terrence, talk to me.
So I'm gonna go back a little bit to kind of set the tempo for the high school times. But growing up in South Carolina, low income community, single mother of three, teen parent of three kids. So it was challenging growing up. And in middle school, I was a very troubled kid. I ran around. You know, you're a product of your environment. We lived, again, I was born in the 80s. I mean, we grew up around a lot of drugs, a lot of crime, a lot of robberies, a lot of shootings, etc. So, you know, those are naturally my friends. So translating into school, I was a troubled kid. I stayed in trouble. I fought a lot. I was in school suspension a lot. Just doing everything I could not to be successful. Like I just couldn't see it because all of my friends were in jail. They were in juvenile. Like they just couldn't see outside of the community, and I was just following suit. And I had one moment that really changed my life. I had a 8th grade science teacher that did a little bit of homework on me. She believed in me. She thought I was smart. She just thought I was just following trends that my friends were doing. And she knew I grew up a big Charlotte Hornets fan. So back in those days, you got Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, Rex Chapman, Stacey Augmon. Like those are the Hornets I grew up watching. And my favorite player was Muggsy Bogues. People said I looked like him. I'm a shorter guy, and he's one of the shortest players to play in the NBA. Really liked him. She did some homework, knew I liked him. She was a season ticket holder. She said, "Hey, Terrence, you know, if you make an A on this next test I'm going to give you," she's like, "I'm going to take you to meet Muggsy." I was like, "What? Really?" So I studied and studied and studied for this. First time in my life I ever studied for anything. Studied for this test, went in the classroom, took the test, and it was easy. I mean, I think I made a 98 on the thing. It was like super easy because I studied. I applied myself, right? Like I focused. And yeah, she was like, "I'm going to keep my word." I can remember she went and came and picked me up from the projects, came and got me, rode in there. She had a jersey for me. My mom had bought me some new shoes. This is the first time I'd ever been to anything nice. And she was a season ticket holder. And so we got to get early access to the arena. So we went in, they had this family room. I can remember we going underneath the stadium. They had this room where the season ticket holders come in and eat and all that stuff. So she took me in there eating. And then before, we also got access to the court, and the players would come out before the general public came in. And the season took, I got to meet them. I got to, you know, and that was a life-changing moment for me. And, you know, she told me if I worked hard, I could continue to have things like this in life. You know, I could continue to have these memories, right? And so overnight, I went from a DF student to a high school straight A student. So graduated high school, top 10 in my class, I had over 400 people in my class, 3.75 National Honor Society. I was an athlete in my high school days. I was an accomplished wrestler. I actually was a 2-time individual state champion for my team. I was a part of a dynasty program. So we were a really good team. We had, in 20 years under the coach that we had at the time, our team had won 16 state championships out of 20 years. The other 4 years, we were runner-up. And while I was there, we had won 3 state championships, 1 runner-up. And the 1 year we were runner-up, we actually beat the team that beat us in the finals like the week before, 2 weeks before. And we just kind of got off our A game and just knew we were going to beat them again. And they showed up and beat us. But I was very accomplished. I the only national Greco-Roman champion from the state of South Carolina till this day. I won the Fargo Nationals. Fargo, North Dakota is considered the top prep wrestling tournament in America. It's where everybody, the who's who, will meet up in Fargo, North Dakota at the Fargo Dome. I actually became the state's first All-American the very first time I went out there. And then 2 years later, I became the state's first and still only national champion out there. With that, I went to college as a Division I scholarship athlete.
Don't get into college yet. Don't get into it yet. I got something for that.
So I had a lot of success, and I spent a lot of my time training and traveling all up and down the East Coast, all across the country, competing in the best tournaments, and doing relatively well in them. My senior year, I was selected by coaches around the country to participate in the Dapper Dan Classic, which is the equivalent to the United States All-Star team for my weight class. And so I got to go up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and wrestle in this prestigious meet with individuals from across the country that were representing their weight classes for the United States team versus the state of Pennsylvania. If you know anything about wrestling, Pennsylvania is the mecca of wrestling. They're the best wrestling state. I got to participate in that, and I'm still the only person from my state that has ever been selected to participate in that.
Man, shout out to you, and shout out to that teacher that looked out for you. Sometimes we need somebody that believes in us that don't have to, and it finally click and register for us. And seeing that all you guys were nerds and I was the furthest from that, I do appreciate y'all sharing that. So I wanted to go in a little deeper. Because I know for a fact that you guys all went to college, I want you guys to each share what school you went to, and then just speak to the importance of education and how it has impacted your life. And we'll start back with Gorgeous.
College was not great for me. So I don't know, it was a learning lesson. To me, it was a learning lesson. I did start off with a full scholarship. I just wasn't prepared. Coming from a high school that I came from in Birmingham that was stuck on the exit exam. I'm not sure if y'all had to take the exit exam, but here they did away with it now. But then I passed the exit exam my 10th grade year. But since we were a failing school, it was like the main curriculum to do the exit exam. So instead of me learning new stuff that I should have learned to prepare me for college, I was still learning stuff that I had passed during the 10th grade, flying colors. So it kind of hindered me a lot when I went to Auburn University. I did graduate from Auburn with an anthropology degree, but I started off in engineering, and I wasn't ready for it. And I could have cheated my way like a lot of my peers did, but I was scared I was going to get put in front of the board because I saw them cheating, but I was like, I ain't no snitch, and I ain't going to do it because I'll be the main one getting caught. And a lot of them are doing well with their engineering degrees, even though they, scaled their way through. But it was an experience, I must say. I love Auburn to death. I wouldn't trade it for the world of not going there. The experience that I've learned as far as once the GPA drop and you try to bring it back up, is hard. So by me having my son, I can stay on him about his grades. I mean, he's in a much better school system, one of the top school systems in Alabama. Well, most of those kids do go out to schools, go to UA and Auburn with engineering degrees and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. He's in the gifted program. I wasn't in the gifted program when I was in school, around his age. And I just have a lot to teach him, to where I can teach him, I can guide him as far as the student loans, to keep your scholarships, to do this and do that, and not to be hard on our kids, but it's just the stuff that we have learned that if we did it the wrong way, to teach them how to do it the right way. But as far as college, it was amazing. I mean, I was down there, you going to a predominantly white, coming from a predominantly black hood high school, going to a predominantly white college that's huge, a huge college. SEC could be, I mean, I was the first generation person to go to college on my grandma's side, so it was kind of, it was like a culture shock, and I didn't know what to think. And if I could go back and do it all over again, I probably would do it a little bit different, and probably just try to go through that engineering degree and not give up. But anthropology was cool. I couldn't use it to what I'm doing now, because what I wanted to do was cultural anthropologist. And when I had my son, as a cultural anthropologist, you have to get your PhD and all that stuff and go to different countries to study their cultures. And I couldn't do that with a son. So I ended up going back to get my master's in HR, which I still plan on trying to get in HR. So I did get my master's in HR at another college. So it's never too late to follow your dreams. DJing, actually, what I really wanted to do was go to Hampton University for mass communication because I always wanted to be in radio. That's why I say it's not too late to be in your, follow your dreams, because I'm still in radio without a mass communication degree. Because when I was in college, I was trying to get a mass communication, but my GPA wouldn't allow it, even though I was interning at a radio station down there. So I was just all over the place in college. I didn't really have any guidance. I didn't have anybody to tell me this is what you do, this is what you don't do. So with my little cousins, when they did go to college, they're doing great. They're in their careers, and they don't have a million student loans. So it's kind of like, it was a learning list for me to pass along to them what to do and what not to do. But yeah, I'll go back because college was lit. I ain't gonna lie, it was lit back then. It was lit. I was down there with Cadillac. Running around. It was just it was totally different. Like it was dope.
Man, being a first generation college student is not easy. That you have people that you've always had in your corner and in your back that you've always turned to for advice. And that's probably one of the first times that you turn to them. And as a first generation college student, your mom and your dads can't tell you because they
barely finished high school. Just like Terrence, we grew up in I didn't necessarily grow up in the projects, but the projects, if you stand on my porch, you see the projects. So just seeing all the violence, it's like maybe 3 of us that made it out of my neighborhood that actually went to college. Like people mindsets in the projects be stuck in that mindset that they feel like that's how they're supposed to live. This is it. We just living off the government assistance for the rest of our life. But in mine, I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I want to do something. Like I want to make an example for my little cousins that's coming up. I don't want them to really be like that and have that mindset. So I don't regret going to college. A lot of people will be like, well, it was a waste of time and stuff like that. It's the experience for me and the knowledge that you gain. And I love Auburn, War Eagle, all day. And I don't hate Alabama. I'm not one of the Auburn fans that hate Alabama because I like Alabama too. So and then actually a lot of people that go to UA, actually a lot of people that go to the school that actually graduate from the school, we never have problems with the people that graduate from the school. It's the fans.
Fair. Nah, so appreciate you sharing that. M. White, talk to me.
Yeah, my college journey, I went to Milwaukee Public School all my life, MPS. And man, I hear what y'all saying, man. Y'all breaking cycles and y'all breaking records is what I'm hearing y'all say. Y'all charting new waters in y'all family, just like an excellent DJ would. We all talked about being nerds in the beginning. If you're gonna be a damn good DJ, you damn sure better be a nerd about music. And you got some of the top DJs I can tell just listening to y'all story, because I know y'all are serious about, this music thing. You're a nerd to music, you're a nerd to life, you breaking cycles, you breaking records. So I gotta uplift y'all with that. It's lovely to hear y'all's story, man. Mine is similar in the sense that y'all talked about growing up in the projects. I'm a baby of the 53206 zip code. You looked at a documentary of the 53206 documentary. What that means in our state in Wisconsin is that it's the area in Wisconsin with the highest per capita incarceration for Black men. Me being a Black man myself, coming up and being born in that neighborhood, being born in that coming up in that zip code, I'm supposed to be relegated to being a statistic, to being a number. And that's my story, man. I went to public school my whole life. Second oldest of 6 children. My mom is a single mom of 6 kids, 5 Black boys and my sister. And man, education was my bootstraps to pull myself up by. Education gave me something to latch on to. Man, I like escapism as an artist, as an open format DJ playing all different types of genres of music. I like to be able to escape into different dimensions of sound and sonic palettes and things of the sort, right? When I'm blending and mixing my hip hop soul together, I'm putting my music and my blends together. That's what I'm thinking about being, open-minded and kind of manifesting this party and creating this party right live in front of you. That's how my life has been. Really, I've been living my life that way, to create my existence and to take all this different tapestry of songs and experiences and stay in rhythm and in sync with my ultimate destiny, my ultimate goal. So that's what high school was for me, was to really, pick a tempo and make a choice on what I wanted to be. I wanted to grow. I wanted to get past my boundaries, and that's how I got a chance to get admitted to the University of Wisconsin, the #1 college in the flagship campus in my state, a Big Ten university. Coming from poverty was because I saw myself not having no limits and thinking limitlessly, having boundless limits. And it got me a chance to come to the University of Wisconsin as a 16-year-old kid because I believed in this concept that dreams are made to be achieved. I created this slogan when I was like 12, 13 years old. I created my company when I was 12, 13. So this is old to me. I've been saying this for 15, 16 years. Dreams are made to be achieved. This might be new to you, but it's a mantra for me. It's my first tattooed over my heart when I was 18 in Miami, kicking it in the yayo. I had to get a tat. I got dreams are made to be achieved tattooed over my heart. So that's how I got to come to college at 16 years old. It's because I believed. I believe my mom when she said I could be anything I want to be. Martinez, you get an education. That's something they can't take from you. You got to have a DTS, the determination to succeed. I don't know if y'all read that book.
Talk to him.
I read that book. I believe in that. You got to have the determination to succeed. You got to latch on. You got to be a shark about it, bro. You got to smell that opportunity in the water and latch onto it. And that's what education was for me. It just gave me a level playing field. So when I graduated from the University of Wisconsin, I was 20 years old. I couldn't even legally drink alcohol. I had pledged Alpha fraternity. I went over abroad and lived in Kenya and did HIV testing for Alicia Keys Hospital in Mombasa, Kenya. I had hosted a radio show, Late Night with M. White, every Monday night, 10 to 12. Got it cracking right on student radio. I did all that because I believe that dreams are made to be achieved. So this for me is a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of, manifesting something, creating something that that you have an intuition, that instinctually inside of you that you're going to do. That's what my company was, Intuition Productions. I needed a name when I was a teenager, something I could name my productions, my beats. And intuition was the word that made the most sense to me. And it sounded cool. And it was nice to spell. I got a couple I's, Tion, IUNTIO. I like the way it's spelled phonetically and how it looked across the page. So Intuition Productions became my company. I became I started to create my life through an intuitive spirit, what I believed I thought I could achieve. And I worked on it. Dreams are made to be achieved. This is a self-sufficient statement. I came up with the statement and I came up with the mantra. And it's just manifested so many other opportunities in my life just to have that limitless belief, to go to college, to graduate college at 20 years old, and to be out here inspiring people and young people with my book, my Think Like a DJ book, and all of the things that, I work with as a DJ, my book, my music product, my t-shirts, things of the sort. I just want people to believe and know that your dream made to be achieved. It's up to you to manifest it. Nobody can stop you, from achieving what you want to. Nobody can ride your back unless it's bent. So you need to stand up straight and face forward and march towards your dream.
All right. Well, he said a mouthful and then some. But key takeaway: confidence. You got to have confidence. Terrence, fill us in.
So college, I've kind of hit on a couple things here. Interest, and I do see I have a question down in the chat. I'll address that as well. I've mentioned a few things early on as a young kid wanting to do parks and recreation. Also through high school, being an athlete. So coming out as a top 10 recruit in the country, I had some options as far as where I wanted to go to college. Again, I was a first generation college student. Nobody in my family has ever been. I was the first person to go to college in my family. And there was a lot of expectations for me, having achieved what was achieved through athletics, to continue that on and pursue that at the college level, and then also pursue my degree. I had 4 schools I was entertaining at the time. One was Stanford, Stanford University out in Palo Alto, California. I'm a kid from the projects. I don't even know where California is. I got a call from a guy. He wanted me. They had a spot for me. My weight class was open. They had seen me, but the academia was so stringent. I couldn't meet the academic requirement. They wanted nearly a perfect SAT score. Even though I had a 3.75, I was National Honor Society. I had all of these things that I was doing. I still couldn't meet the academia. The other one was Northern Michigan University. I told you I would become the first person to win a national championship from my state. They had opened an Olympic training program at Northern Michigan University, and they were out scouting what they would consider future Olympians. And so I was one of the persons that was considered to go out there. Kid from the projects. I don't know what Upper Michigan is. They sent me a VHS. I can remember it was white, a VHS tape. Put it in, and they were showing me kind of all of the amenities of the university, all this stuff. And it's actually a pretty dope thing. They were going to give me in-state tuition. They had a job for me, everything. But I just couldn't see myself going that far from South Carolina. Now you got two colleges, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Went and did a visit there, really liked it. But the team, my potential teammates there were kids that had means. These are white kids whose families had money. So I didn't really felt like when I did my visit, I fit in there. And then the last university, Appalachian State University. Appalachian State University had a recreation management program. After doing research, they had one of the top parks and recreation programs in the country. They also had a Division I wrestling program. I did a visit to that university, and these guys were more like me. These were guys that had come from more modest backgrounds. They were more even keel, more level-headed guys that were just hard workers. And so I kind of felt like that's where I fit in at. So that's where I decided to pursue my education, was at Appalachian State University. It's in Boone, North Carolina, western part of the state that borders Tennessee. And so I pursued my degree in recreation management. I received a world-class education. I feel like I was prepared to get into the industry as soon as I graduated. I also competed Division I wrestling. Helped my team win 2 Southern Conference championships in wrestling as well. And I also became a member of the best fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, founded January 5th, 1911. So yo to the Noops. So I also joined where I was also the pole mark of my chapter. So that means it equates to the president of my chapter. I was that for the last 2 years. I joined as a junior and become the president the junior and senior year, while also competing Division I. So college was a great experience. Like DJ Gorgeous said, I'm a kid from small town South Carolina. Now I'm going to an institution that's all white. I can remember stepping on that campus, and it was culture shock. It was, very few folks of color, and all of my teammates were from different backgrounds, and most of the athletes were Black and brown. I can remember my freshman and sophomore year, they put us all in a dorm. It's called Justice Hall. Justice Hall was a place where the athletes stayed. So we all stayed there, a very diverse group, all the football team. If you know anything about Appalachian State, we have a really good football team. We won the national championship 4 years in a row. We beat Michigan in 2007 as the greatest upset in college football. And then we turned around and beat Texas A&M, ranked 6th this year. They're ranked number 6 in the country. We beat them this year in football. So we're kind of the small Division I school that has beaten some of these giant schools, and we're very proud of that. I also am on the so today I'm on the board of College of Health Sciences. So I represent the recreation management profession on the board of Health Sciences, and I also created my own scholarship, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Scholarship, that is targeted for BIPOC park and recreation professionals. So what I want to leave this industry is I want to be able to increase folks of color that get into the field, and I'm using my own money to start that. I'm using my own money to help support Black and brown folks that want to get into parks and recreation by providing scholarship opportunities for them. So those are some things that keep me connected to the university. I also lecture there about 3 or 4 times a year, where I go and talk to students just about the profession, about how my journey has, starting from my first job making $26,000 a year to a 6-figure job. So, and covering that whole spectrum of experience. As far as wrestling is concerned, I had a question in the chat about getting more youth, particularly I think more African-American youth. Madison has a very challenging, why you don't think many of them are going that direction. So for wrestling, a lot of our Black athletes are more into more of the popular mainstream sports. So they're basketball, right? Football, right? And wrestling isn't seen as one of those kind of popular kind of sports that are attracting a lot of youth, particularly youth of color, that are going into wrestling. In Madison, in particular, we don't have good infrastructure as it relates to we call them feeder programs. So these are programs that happen more at the elementary middle school level that transition you and get you ready for high school. It's unfortunate the size of the town of Madison, around almost 300,000 people that live here. We're the second largest city in the state of Wisconsin, and we don't have middle school sports. And me and Jamal have talked about this on a number of occasions, but in my community, we have sports in middle school. So I could go and try out for the basketball team, the football team, and play against other kids from different schools. I could try out. We wanted that uniform. We wanted to represent our school. So we went and tried out. And guess what happened in return with that, right? We knew we had academia we needed to meet. So we had an accountability to do our schoolwork if we wanted to be on that field. And so I was able to get on my school team and compete against other schools in the community that prepared me to get to high school and be ready for that. We don't have that in Madison. Madison is run by volunteer-led organizations. So these are nonprofits, these are parent-driven organizations, and wrestling isn't something that we have. We don't have a strong wrestling community, even though we have a large population of people that live here. Folks around the state of Wisconsin don't see Madison as competitive. I mean, we don't have programs here to introduce kids. These kids are getting exposed to wrestling when they get to high school. Wisconsin is one of the top high school wrestling states in the country. We have great wrestling in Wisconsin. And to start in 9th grade, you're not happening. It's just, you're gonna get slammed. So we have to figure out how do we create those feeder programs. And in most municipalities, in most cities, you have middle school sports. We don't have those in Madison. That was a school board decision 15, 20 years ago that rid middle school sports for budgetary reasons out of Madison schools. So now we rely on public recreation to fill that void, but it's not the same dynamic. It's more like YMCA ball, where everybody makes a team, everybody gets to play. There's no real kind of accountability.
Well, I will say this, y'all are definitely some accomplished individuals and doing a lot. But I want to jump into kind of like DJing, like as a gig, and I want y'all to kind of go into like what goes into DJing, so people can understand why your prices are what your prices are, because I think people just really think it's just, hey, push and play on this music and that's all it is to it. Why you charging so much? So if y'all want to take opportunity to go through and kind of share y'all thoughts, let's start with you, M. White.
Yeah, they'll know the difference if they just go in and push play and let that do that. Then they come and do here with M. White, how M. White get down. If you want to do it right, you call M. White. It's a difference between you just push and play and you hiring somebody that's got 15 plus years of intentional investment in this industry and in this profession. So for me, it's all about loving the music. If I love the music, if I have passion for the music, I can blend any two different songs together. That's what makes me a unique performer. That's why I get hired for a lot of corporate gigs. A lot of weddings is a huge part of my business. Private events, things of the sort, because I can DJ for anybody from 8 to 80. I'm doing children's programming. I just did a whole summer program with the Madison Public Library where we were out in the community, to Think Like a DJ varsity program with young kids, teaching them to think like a DJ and to have DJing as an option in their life and being in masterful control of their destiny. I do that, and I'm also producing wedding shows where I'm DJing for 8 to 10 hours, all day thing where I'm playing the music for your ceremony, your reception, your cocktail hour, and everything else, So clubs in between there, creating my own events. Like I said, I got a party coming up this Saturday, a Love Zone, a 12 party where we doing Usher versus Chris Brown. So my prep, for these events, for my Lovers and Friends event, and New Year's Eve event that's coming up this year, my prep for it is for me to first think about, what do I want to create? What kind of party should this be? That's what I write about in my book. That's the first step in thinking like a DJ, is picking a tempo. What am I going to start? I'm going to start at 66 beats per minute, down tempo, slower, kind of half chop, speed, or I'm going to speed up the records. I'm gonna start with 144 beats per minute. Or I'm gonna be in the 93 range. That's kind of, I gotta pick a tempo. I gotta decide what I want the party to be. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just to take this weekend, for example, Usher versus Chris Brown. I organize my crates. I get my music organized. So, you know, it's not like the first time I'm, you know, when I'm in front of people, it's not like this is the first time I'm seeing all of these songs in, you know, a crate together. I'm able to organize them by mood or by beats per minute. And then I actually spend some time practicing. You know, before I play, I want to make sure that I can drop my first record when I get to the club or when I get to the venue. But before I can drop my first record, I got to pick my tempo, decide where I want to start. You know, I got to feel the beat. I got to ride the wave. I got to keep spinning hits. These are all the 7 steps in this book. So that's what I do. I go through this 7-step process to understand what I'm going to create, who's my audience, what songs I believe are going to have the best impact. And then I leave space for God in the room. When I'm DJing and I'm spinning records, I'm leaving space for another creative force to come in the room to where somebody make a request or a suggestion. I can take that audible, I can roll it into my mix, and I can have a live feel to what I'm doing because I'm responding to the needs of the people in the room at that specific time. So I'm not just press and play. I'm really reading the energy in the room, and I'm responding to it in real time with prepared music, but also with the ability to shift and change and be fluid in my mix so that I can blend all these different experiences together for the people that's there at that moment. So it's very technical. It's a science and an art. It's very poetic, and DJing is not just clicking the buttons. If anybody could do it, we have everybody on this call today. But we got Gorgeous, we got Terrence, we got M. White. So these the best in the business. How you do it, Gorgeous? What you doing? You prepping for your mix?
Well, definitely get the crates together. I just sit there and think. Like I get my music together. I try to see what I want to play in and mix. At first, the station here, they put us on when we got new management. They tried to put us on a strict playlist. I don't like being limited to what to play, but now my program director was like, "Brother, play whatever y'all want." But when we was on a strict playlist, I had to go off of that strict kind of playlist, and it was kind of boring because everybody mixes sound the same. But now we just doing whatever we want to do. But I still wanted to be creative, like as far as being creative, just trying to be a little bit different because I'm the only female, so I have to stand out a little bit on the radio. Like if I want to mix some instrumentals with some acapellas, I want to do some remixes. They're doing a lot of mashups. Producers right now on YouTube are doing a lot of mashups to old songs with new songs. It's really dope. That I'm starting to incorporate in some of my mixes in the club. So for my radio mixes, yes, I do my mix. I have to sit down, put the playlist together before I mix it because I just can't get up there. It's not the club. I can't just get up there and record a mix without no thought in it. As far as the club goes, I have crates for clubs too, but I was always taught. I have mentors, so I was always taught to not have the same playlist when you go in the club. There's times where people go in the club and they know exactly what the DJ gonna play next. So I try to always be different, but you also have to go off your crowd. If you can't read a crowd, then you're not a DJ. There's a lot of DJs that just play what they want to hear, and it ain't about us. When we're out, there's a lot of stuff I play that I don't care about, but this is what the people want to hear. So we are people pleasers. If your goal is to just make money, then why are you doing it? My goal is like yours. I want to be the life of the party. I want these people to leave and be like, oh my God, I had so much fun at that party. Because I've been to parties where I was bored to death. So therefore, I want to go and I want to have the experience. I like to go see other DJs and it's fun. I like to have fun. And that's what you go out for. It's for the experience. So that's pretty much what I do. Like with my mixes, that's practice. In the club, it's practice. It could be 3 people in there. That's practice. Practice, practice, practice.
The
it's
DJ Gorgeous experience. I love it.
Yeah, it's like like now I'm gonna tell you, I'm a female now. Sometimes I get a little reckless when I get a little drunk when I be in the club because I was too. So I ain't no telling what might come out of my mouth because there's been times where my friends be like, "Girl, do you remember what you said last night?" And I'm like, "Girl, I said last night." And then so it's like I can turn into like a comedian while I'm DJing too. Sometimes I might talk about you. Don't come over there and bother me because you might get talked about. Just leave it alone. Okay, and it's gonna be 100% real. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, but just leave me alone. You know, it's like DJ, like everybody wants to be. There's a lot of people want to be us. There's a lot of people want to be us, but they don't see the bad and the good. Like it's some good and it's some bad.
It's also still like they don't
into
understand the work that goes into it behind the scenes either. So
behind the scenes. Before you go to him, as far as our price, because I remember you saying, why do we charge what we charge? We charge what we charge, and to me, sometimes we still lowballing ourselves because our equipment is so expensive, and we consistently and constantly need new stuff. I need a new laptop right now, but you know, it's all what it is. I need a new board too. You always need something. You need speakers. I need this. We got to get music. We got to do this. We got to do that. So it ain't that y'all cannot pay us 150 because we're not 150 DJs. The 150 is our phone.
I can't come out the house for 150. I can't come out.
So it's like this is our career, and like we're not doing this. Majority of us, this is our passion. This is my passion. This is y'all passion. Some people just doing it for the money. They don't care about it. But yeah, that's why we charge our prices, because it's a business. We have to put out. You have to put in and put out. Put in and put out. Go ahead, Terrence.
Yeah, those are a lot of good things, and I'll just add some of my kind of prep things. But the one, like first, like the response to the 150 DJ, you know, if any promoter or whoever is looking at this, you know, that's not me. So like, if you want to book me for a show or something like that, and you're thinking 150, I'm just not your guy. You know, and I understand people, you know, you want to make that quick 150. But it's different levels to this. And like, you know, I was making that like 15, 20 years ago, right? Like, so like, that's just, I just don't rock with that. And, you know, as to what Gorgeous just said, like I bring out on average $10,000 worth of equipment for your 4-hour event. $10,000 I've invested my money. Like, so I have to price accordingly. I have to have pricing accordingly. So, so 150, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, we all have families. Like, emerging DJ, that's probably for them, right? Somebody's really up and coming and like trying to get more gigs and stuff like that. I'd rather spend time with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And like, and be at home with my family. But like prep, there's a few hacks that I do. It's all about the prep. So you have to understand the different audiences that you have. So if I'm gonna go do a community event, like I have a certain prep regimen that I have for that community event. If I have a wedding, I have my wedding, right? If I have a nightclub, I have, like Gorgeous said, I have stuff for the club, right? And then, you know, obviously, you know, you're mixing in between. I think for me, one thing that I pride myself on is that I prepare rigorously. So every day, 15 minutes a day, I DJ. 15 minutes every single day of the week. 15 minutes. That's it. Go downstairs. And I practice the same thing over and over and over again. Like perfect practice makes perfect, right? You gotta practice. So you gotta practice, even if it's the same thing. Oh, you know, you might mix it this way, you might bring it in this way a little differently, but you gotta have practice, you know. And the reason why I practice so religiously is I can remember hanging out with a DJ, and he had these old direct drive turntables. And he was down there doing this thing he was like, hey, jump on this, feel free to jump on. So I get on there, and I wasn't really good at it because I hadn't really practiced on these, but he was crushing it, you know. And so it's not really about the equipment. It's about how you use the equipment that you have. You can have some old outdated, dusty stuff, but if you understand how to use it and how to bring the music in right and on time and on beat, you're doing your job as a DJ. My second hack is I listen to DJs. So I practice every day, and I also listen to DJs every single day. Every single day. I jump in my car, I'm listening to a mixer DJ. I have a variety of DJs I listen to. You know, and DJ Gorgeous, I have to get your station handle so I can hop on and add you in, you know, if y'all have iHeart or something like that, so I can make sure I listen to your mix. But I'm listening to like how people are playing, what they're playing, how they're doing it, what they're playing, right? Like some of the best trend-setting DJs. I used to listen to coming up Southern DJs. My frat brother, DJFrosty.com, one of my favorite DJs, DJ Frosty.
DJ Frosty is on the radio with me. We're on the same station. Friend. Yeah, we on the same station.
He is a monster of a DJ, turntablist. He used to rock out all the college parties when I was in college. He was the one that was doing all the parties. He plays at University of South Carolina. He used to do all the parties down there. and he's just a beast. DJ B Lord, another. These are Southern DJs that are big.
I know B Lord too. I was with him with Happy Juice.
These are monster DJs. So I'll
Yeah,
make
they
sure
are.
tapped into these guys, listen to the mix, how they're mixing, what they're doing, what they're playing. So every day I listen to DJs, I practice, and I make sure I'm prepared, I have organized. And then also my fourth principle is just do good business.
I would agree.
Do good business, right? Do good business. So, you're responsive.
Be on time, be early.
You're on time to the venue, right? You're responding to people. You have good customer service. I've been with DJs who get flustered when people come up and request songs. It just throws them off. They're off their element. Now they're mix-ups because they can't handle the pressure of people coming up. And so I pride myself in being patient, to be and to listen to people. If people want to come up and ask for stuff, like, I'll entertain it. A lot of times I understand what I build my crates on request. So, if it's something that's in my tempo that I think would go good with what I'm playing, I might just throw it in there. I'm quick mixing, so if the dance floor erodes because of your request, I got the next song ready. You know what I'm saying? I got the next hit ready. But if people are dancing to it, I might add that to my playlist, my crates. So that's how I kind of continue to build my playlist, especially with the weddings. I do a lot of different weddings. And so they're all different. And like, folks are asking for stuff. They want to hear this, they want to hear that. And if they got the dance floor going, maybe I should think about putting that in for the next wedding and continue to build. So I think those are 4 hacks, I think, that I would say, like, as far as preparation. And also, I don't consider myself a professional DJ. I consider myself an elite DJ. I have access to all the record pools. So I'm sure Martinez and Gorgeous both have record pools. So I spend money. I invest money into making sure I have access to the best music, the highest quality music. And then the last one I'm gonna leave you with is clean music. I play clean music, especially in public. You go around Madison, you got DJs that are popping. They got everything going, but I show up to your event, you got little kids, and I'm hearing N-word, B-word. Why?
Not with the kids.
That's a distinguisher between me and your average DJ, because I'm gonna take his set or their set and I'm gonna put it in a clean version. And my clients appreciate that. My clients appreciate the ability for me to play a record and it's not playing the N-word like over and over throughout the song. So like, that's gonna distinguish between the 150 DJ and then your upper tier, your $800 to $2,500 DJ. That's gonna be a distinguisher for that.
No, this is dope. I definitely think that you guys are putting people on game and then also exposing others to this career path as well. But what I did gain from listening to this, like, this is all time consuming as well. And then y'all also have families. So like, talk to me about like that work-life balance or work-life balance, family balance, part-time DJ balance. Like, how do y'all do that and still make sure that everybody's getting the time that they need and deserve?
Yeah, I think family above everything. Family above all for me. It's music. My music experience is rooted in my family. So I'm gonna, throughout the day as I'm listening to music, I'm thinking of the mix I'm gonna make. You ever heard a DJ and you say, man, that was a dope mix. I wonder if I could blend it with this record, or I wonder if I could try it this way, or I can bend it, or play the second verse and mix the next hook, the next chorus from the next song up under a verse or something of the sort and blend it out. I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do. I'm a DJ at all times. So it's like it's not like I'm wasting my time if I'm not, into music, or I'm not directly at my computer or whatever. It's music all around me, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to live how my mix is going to be based on how I'm living my life. So I think music is a part of my everyday. I'm waking up, I'm going to sleep to music, I'm listening to it throughout the day. It's a mood changer, it's a shift, a mood bender. So I'm using music to keep my mood and my frequency high and elevated throughout the day. When I'm having negative experiences that try to bring me down, I'm popping on a song or two, or things that mean something to me. So the balance for me is that family above all. Put family at the top, because you can't necessarily lay next to a warm song at night, all the time. You might you know, you might need your partner, or you might need your children, or you might need something that gives back to you. So music for me is a part of my everyday lifestyle. And man, I think that family is just the apex, and this is what I'm all doing it for. So you know, the work-life balance is really about harmony and staying in sync. Sometimes you up tempo, sometimes you down tempo, but you want to kind of stay in sync with your ultimate goal. And my ultimate goal is to be an excellent father, excellent husband, excellent partner. And I can only do that if I use my life, you know, just like I do when I'm mixing and blending. If I see my life as an opportunity for me to have harmony, just like I do in my music, the music area of my life. So I see it all as working together. I see it all blending together, and that's how I think of myself, of thinking like a DJ. Is that I'm always gonna have all these different experiences, and it's up to me to blend them together to have the ultimate party. Because my life the party, and I'm the DJ of my own life, and I'm standing behind the turntables of life. Let's get it.
DJ Gorgeous, talk to me.
Well, I'm a single mom, so it's kind of hard. At first, you know, when he was younger, he didn't understand, and then it's like he started understanding, and now we're back at that stage where he don't understand. It's like you know, I got a letter maybe about a week ago saying, you know, Mom, I know you work a lot, but secretly I want to spend more time with you. So now I'm trying to balance out how to spend more time with him so that he doesn't feel like I don't spend any time with him and I'm just working. I know when he gets older that he's gonna understand, like, and then she worked this hard so that I can have this and I can have that. But right now he's not at that stage where he completely understands that. So it is my goal to make more time for him. Like, it's whether we doing movie dates, whether we doing dinner dates, just figuring out what he wants to do. Cause he ain't trying to go to no gigs with me. I'm gonna tell you that now. Like, he ain't. I'm like, you wanna go? Yeah, you wanna go here with me? No, I'm good. I'm at home. Like, he ain't trying to go. When he was like 3 and 4 and 5, yeah, he probably, well, maybe 5 he would go. But like now that he's 12, no, he's not trying to go. But it's hard. Like, it's hard trying to balance it, being a single mom and then trying to work, because I don't have any help. I don't say I don't have any help, but I don't have a partner to equally help me out with the time spent with him and the million bills that I get hit with and stuff like that, and the stuff that he wants. Because as a parent, you don't want to tell your child no. You know, growing up, I done heard some no's before, so you just want the best for your child. And I definitely don't want another letter. So,
Well,
you know,
sounds like we need to band together and figure out how we can get DJ Gorgeous a dating service. We finna hook you up with somebody.
Well, no, we ain't doing that either. Cause that's the worst. That's not good. I don't want nobody else. The last person trying to hook me up with something with just straight left, but that's out the window. I'm not doing that.
I'm giving you a hard time.
But it's hard. You know, they male DJs. It's harder for me as a female DJ to date. It's just harder to date because I'm always out in the club, so it's looked at as she always working. I'm not just at clubs though, but I'm always working. And if you don't understand the field that I'm in, if you're not a secure person to understand that everybody that's coming to me is not trying to talk to me, then it's not gonna work. And it's just hard to date me. And like, it looks like I'm just really waiting on Michael B. Jordan, but you know.
Right. next, Terrence, come on.
Oh man, so yeah, I think to echo, so I think as far as balance is, you got to have support system, right? Like, you got to have strong support system to be effective at this. Or it's challenging, as she just mentioned. You know, I mean, I work 40 hours a week full time, and then I'm doing, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 events a month, typically on the weekends. So it's kind of like, well, when do you how does that lining up with parental responsibilities? And like, what I have been more intentional on is like gig selection. So like, I'll look at for example, a couple years ago, like, I would do like 3 or 4 weddings a month, and like, I'm not doing that anymore. I know, because weddings are 12-hour days. So I leave at noon, I get home at 12, and so that's a whole day that I don't get with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, and I'm fortunate in the sense that I have a very strong support system, like for my children. So I'm able to do a little more, but that's a whole day, 3-4 days a month that I don't get with my children. So gift selection has come to be even more important. So like saying no to some stuff sometimes when it really don't make sense as far as like things I want to do with my kids. Sometimes like I would have something planned with my kids and then I got this gig and I got this client, they want me to do this. And I'm like, okay, let me do this and try to find a babysitter. And it's like, no, like I need to like say no. I got other people I can refer you to that'll do a good job. And then make sure I have that time, because these moments are precious right now for my children. They're 7 and 9. So like I have to be there right for them. But as to what Gorgeous said, I actually do a lot of community events. So like that's kind of my bread and butter. So I actually bring my kids to a lot of the gigs. So they actually come. And they like to see me because they see me in the basement like practicing, and they'll come and participate in like the community event or the Parks Alive event or whatever. They'll come out and they'll participate, and I'll get to work and parent at the same time. But for more recently, it's been more about selection of like making sure that it's the right, and it's more than just the money, and it's like the selection. So when I talk about selection, I look at time of day, the time that you want your gig, and then the day of the week that you want your gig, and then make sure that that's a good balance for what I'm trying to do with my family.
Understandable. So, we've gone a little long, but this is all great, good information. And I'm hoping everybody that's paying attention and listening is gaining something from this as well. But there's two things that I wanted to do before we get out of here. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to kind of post or share or talk about anything you guys got coming up, whether it be like, I know Gorgeous at one point was putting out mixtapes or may still be doing that. And why you can talk about your different parties you got coming up, Terrence, if you got anything. So just go ahead and kind of like toot your own horn about what you got coming up on the horizon.
Hey, let's get it. So first off, I definitely got to say big up to DJ Gorgeous. I've been in this industry for a while, and it's definitely I never met a bad woman DJ. If you're gonna be a woman in this industry, and you're going to be successful, you're going to get work, typically you got to be 12 times better than the guy. And I know she's an excellent jock based on our conversation today and being on this call. So I definitely want to big her up. I want to big up a couple other women DJs. DJ Gemini Gilly is an official Milwaukee Bucks DJ, a friend of mine doing amazing work, and DJ Lolo, another black woman DJ back home in my hometown, Milwaukee. I want to shout them out. I think that black women DJs are very, very committed to the craft, and they doing amazing work. So DJ Gorgeous, we're balancing family, single mom to being a high capacity DJ on a radio station. Big ups to you and everything you're doing with this music stuff. My events coming up. I got an event this upcoming weekend. The way you can find all my events is on my page, Intuition Productions. I'm gonna do something I ain't planning to do, but I'm gonna do it real quick. I want to give away a couple tickets to my New Year's Eve event.
Here we go.
And this is $100 value. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all see that flyer behind me, Lovers and Friends, New Year's Eve at the Brink Lounge coming up, New Year's Eve here in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going to give out 2 sets of tickets. So there's 4 tickets. All you got to do to get and enter into the drawing for the tickets is go to my page, Intuition Productions on Facebook. You'll see this live reposted. Make a comment. Let me know, what resonated with you on this call. You'll be entered into a drawing to get a set of tickets. I'm going to give away 4 tickets, so there's 2 different sets. So I'm going to pick 2 winners. Just go to my page, Intuition Productions, make a comment on this interview, and then you'll hear from me about if you are a winner or not. Coming up this weekend, we got Love Zone. The Love Zone 12 Love Zone is basically a safe place for us to love each other. It's something that I started about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's my 12th one. So we got Chris Brown versus Usher. We got C Breezy versus Usher, baby, coming up this weekend here in town in Madison at the Downdrains Distilling on 300 Progress Drive on the east side of Madison. It's lit. It's always a great time. So come on out and kick it with us. We got food. We got great drinks. We got M. White. We got Usher versus Chris Brown this weekend coming up. And then, like I said, New Year's Eve, the Lovers and Friends New Year's Eve ball coming up here in Madison. Rock with me for that. That's a couples event. If you couple, you get a discount. It's $100. So you might want to call a booth thing. If you ain't got one, call somebody up. Get a discount. Come and party with us. We got food. We got a champagne toast at midnight.
We got photography. We got a red carpet affair at 9:45. We got a videographer. It's gonna be the whole shebang, balloons, everything. Red, black, and gold is the official colors. I'm giving away 2 sets of tickets. All you gotta do is follow me on Intuition Productions on Facebook and make that comment, baby. Enter for the drawing. Let's go.
And where did you say that the event is this Saturday?
This Saturday, it's at a place called Doundrins Distilling. It's a distilling company. Doundrins, Doundrins, Doundrins. It's right on the flyer. Love Zone. You can find this. Look up, Intuition Productions on Facebook or on Insta, Intuition_Productions, and you'll see the Love Zone 12 coming up. Usher versus Chris Brown this weekend. It's only $20. Come on and party with me, y'all.
All right, gorgeous. What we got?
I ain't going to the calendar and all that stuff, but yeah, I do put a mix out. I put a mix out every year. Valentine's mix. I am probably going to go ahead and start working on that one. And I do have an all-female mixtape that I usually drop. It'll be the third one whenever I drop that one. I did one with 2 other females that's out on all platforms. One of the female DJs from Memphis, Tennessee, the other one from Montgomery, Alabama. So we did put one out with all females on all streaming platforms this summer.
What's the name of it?
Man, don't make me lie, because I can't think of it right now.
I'll get the information and I'll drop it later.
Yeah, I can't think of it right now, but I'll send you the links and stuff to it. But what do I have? I just left Huntsville. I go back to Huntsville on the 31st for New Year's Eve. This Friday, what is, as a DJ, we can't even keep up with the date. Okay, so this Friday is the 16th. I think I got like a corporate gig to do. So every Tuesday I do a night. We're taking a break right now until January, but it's for the independent artists. We've had independent artists come from everywhere. So you don't just have to be from here. I've had independent artists come from Detroit to come down here and participate in the Tuesday Night Live. And I'm thinking about moving it to Thursday. I'm still trying to figure that out. We got a meeting coming up soon with the people that helps me. So it's called Tuesday Night Live. We do that to push the artists on the radio. Between me and CJ the Stick Man, it's about 30 radio stations that you can probably be added to. So that's not bad. If you just come, the artists don't even take advantage of it. It's $10 to get in. I don't understand why they don't take advantage of that. So that's every Tuesday. We'll start back up after Martin Luther King birthday. Wednesday, I'm at a club here every Wednesday. Thursday, I'm free right now. I shouldn't say this because I don't want anybody to go in there and look and they try to give me the date, because that's really the date I'm trying to get with my son and spend time with him. I'm going to try to dedicate Thursdays to him. Every 2 Fridays, I'm at a club here called Casanova Bar and Lounge. It's ladies' night. So DJ Dolly does 2 Fridays. I do 2 Fridays. So we kind of rotate. But I always have, this Saturday, I'll be in Auburn because I'm trying to split the time between Auburn and Huntsville right now. That's why I said I just left Huntsville. Next weekend I'm in Auburn. Then the next weekend I got another evening and I go back to Huntsville. So I'm extremely busy. Some Sundays I'm at a bar. Football season, we have like a little 3,000 bar has something for football season that we rotate. Me and 2 other DJs here rotate there. So yeah, it's like I'm super busy. Somebody asked me to DJ for the night and I said nah.
Book and busy.
Yeah, they was like, do you want to fill in for me tonight? I said, I'm gonna pass on that one. So yeah. I mean, I just got out of the road. I'm not trying.
DJ Gorgeous, aka Booked and Busy.
And I try not to post everything because some people be trying to count your pockets, but they don't count your bills, if that makes sense. They try to count your pockets, but they don't count your bills. So you can't be thinking that I'm making a lot of money when you don't know how much bills I gotta pay. So so yeah, that's pretty much. But I'm definitely gonna work on that Valentine's mix. So any artist that y'all know that has good R&B songs, I'm willing to put it on the mixtape. I do not charge artists to put their music on my mixtape, and I'll promote it. But I dropped that in February. And the female artists, y'all want to send it to me because I know we're getting ready to do a volume 2 of the other one that we just dropped this past summer, and then I'm gonna do a volume 3 of the one that I usually drop. Now the one that I drop is called Film C's, like MCs, but it's Film C's. So the one that I dropped, that's the name of that one. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I got going on. A lot of events that I try to balance life out. Look, I'm not really dating for real, so that ain't a problem. I ain't got to balance dating, single life, and DJing. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Terrence, talk to me. What you got?
All right. So yeah, I follow DJ Gorgeous page and I see all the events. So shout out to you, keeping the grind going, doing your thing with that. And I remember you came up here and for Jamal's day party and we DJ'd what was that spot we had?
Yeah.
Oh, the at the Cardinal.
That spot was nice.
Yeah, the old Cardinal. Yeah, you dropped this
Polos and Sundress Day Party.
Yeah. You dropped this UGK, let me see it, and I was like, okay, all right, now I hear you. I remember that. I remember specifically.
Oh yeah, that's my song right there. When I'm a little tipsy, I be turning to the video vixen off that song.
I was like, oh wow.
I went tipsy at the party because Auntie and Uncle was there. You know, I be on my best behavior around Auntie and Uncle.
What she said? Anytime too.
That was dope. But as far as upcoming events, New Year's Eve, Madison, Wisconsin. Shout out to Gamma Chapter Omega Psi Phi. They're hosting New Year's Eve raffle and after party. So they do this raffle where they donate, get a bunch of donated high dollar items, and they sell raffle tickets and raffle them off. It's always a good event where they raise money for a scholarship for one of their brothers. Shout out to them, and then the after party at the Edgewater. So that's where I'll be getting a dance floor lit. If you've ever been to one of our events, you know they're high energy. You know there's gonna be a dance floor popping the whole time. You know we're gonna be doing our thing with that. So shout out to them, and then if you're watching this in the Chicago area, pull up on me. Gately Track Center, UW, Badger Windy City invite. UW has invited me back down to their event that they throw in Chicago. It's a big national track meet on the south side, so right in the hood at the Gately Track Center, which is a state-of-the-art track facility that was built during COVID. So that'll be January 14th. So if you're around, you got some of the best track in the country. You also have professional races that'll happen at that as well. Shout out to Kareem. He's a noob too. He's a track coach at UW. He puts that together every year. I'll be back there, and then they got a 2-day event down in February, same place, February 10th and 11th. Gateway Track and Field Center. I'll be back down there for a 2-day event, where again there'll be more races down there as well. So there's also some teen stuff happening with the schools that I won't talk about because nobody will be there, those other than the students, over the winter break. But that's what I got coming up here in the near future.
Cool. So, I mean, since you brought it up about the Polos and Sundress Day Party, I have been in conversation with Corey Saffold, and we've been talking about kind of collaborating to do to bring it back, the Polos and Sundress Day Party. Kim Folk was wanting to perform for it and do it at a different location venue. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be this spring or summer, probably more toward the summer because it's cold up here still in the spring. But
give me a date so I can, because I'm never driving up there anymore. I gotta fly.
Then I got you. Me and him will be working on it, and so yeah, be looking forward to that. And so last but not least, like I just want to get a round table of y'all just going through and just sharing something that you want to give to young people that are creative and looking to do stuff, like something positive, something inspirational. I know M. White's got something, but y'all make sure y'all think it's something while he go.
Hey, so what I would say is don't wait, be great. Don't wait on somebody to give you, permission to be excellent. Go ahead and try it. Put yourself out there. Each one of us, we all had to drop our first record. We all got to do that every time we go to a gig. You got to play your first song. So I'm asking you to drop that record. Like, don't wait on somebody to tell you a DJ or somebody to tell you that you should, create your own life. We all doing that, all of us on this call, and we started from somewhere. The longest journey began with the first step. So I ask you to drop your first record. Don't wait. Be great. Go ahead and be great, baby. Don't wait on somebody to give you permission to be your highest version of yourself. Go ahead and get it done. Dreams are made to be achieved. Let's go.
All right. Terrence, what you got?
So follow my handle, Terrence J608. That's Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Follow that. I didn't shout that out in the last question. But what I would say is don't follow the blueprint. Don't follow the blueprint. Create your own. So, like, don't follow what M. Mike's doing, DJ Gorgeous is doing. Create your own blueprint. Create you. That's growth. That's innovation, that's creative. That's what separates and makes you different from everyone else. So create your own blueprint.
Gorgeous.
All right, I just say be yourself, be humble, don't be too cocky. God will humble you if you don't humble yourself. And I've seen it happen to plenty of DJs where God will humble them if they don't humble themselves. And that's one thing about me. I know I'm like one of the top DJs here, but you'll never get that arrogance from me, because I know where I'm from, where I started, and I know I'm not where I want to be at right now. So I'm not like, oh, I'm just better than everybody. Like, I never had that mindset. But just stay prayed up. Whatever you put your mind to, you could do it. It's never too late to follow your dreams. Like I said, like no one can stop what God has for you. No one. So
that's one of my mother's favorite quotes.
Yeah, they cannot stop what God has for you. Like, they could try to. I done been through so much stuff. People lied on me, throw me up under the bus. I mean, I done been through so much stuff, and prayer has helped me through a lot of stuff. A lot of DJs and a lot of artists, a lot of us, we talk about depression and anxiety, because all of us go through it. So we try to help each other out with, once we lose that motivation, to try to motivate each other. But as one, as us, as Black people, we can be just as rich as other people if we come together. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, if we have to come, yes, we are, and so just keep a positive mindset and stay motivated and stay prayed up, and then that'll be great. And shout out to the Kappas, because they always book me. I just did the Kappa Gala last Saturday. The Birmingham Alumni Chapter. I got some more stuff. They love me. They call me and they use me a lot. So I would probably never date y'all, but yeah.
Don't be throwing us out there like that.
But I definitely like really appreciate them, because they are like big brothers. Like, they're very respectful. Every time they book me, like, I really appreciate the ones here. The Birmingham Alumni Chapter. So if y'all ever come to Birmingham, I'll definitely take y'all, so I can introduce y'all to them. They got really, like, we got like some of the top people. The first Black DA is a Kappa. William Bell was the mayor. He a Kappa. For the Alphas, our mayor right now is an Alpha. Woodson. So yeah, I'm proud. I love to see Black men, successful Black men at that gala. It was just amazing to see it. So many successful Black men in the community and in the government, and I commend y'all for that.
Man, so I definitely appreciate y'all taking time for this. I'm gonna play the outro, but I want y'all to stay on just so I can chop it up with you real quick, couple minutes, and then for everybody watching, thank you. Stay tuned. I'll be back again with some more guests and some more topics. And with that being said, y'all have a good one.